Cetral.
T-Mobile savings, take one. Focus, here's a lot. At T-Mobile, you get tons of benefits and you can still save.
Does this show the time?
Check out the T-Mobile savings calculator to see how
Oh,
much
it says
save.
June
And
16th.
right now, we'll even pay off your phone when you switch.
Cats really know how to do less. Be more like your cat. Try out.
Yeah. So once again, I proved. Well, I hope I proved to you guys that this is June 16th. But yeah. So I'm gonna have to explain this to you guys also. Okay. This Italian American guy who's a tenant at this particular house, 2021 Golf Vista Court in Orlando, Florida. In all honesty, he's a young man who got in trouble in New York, and he was writing false reports on African Americans and Puerto Rican Americans all throughout New York. And literally confessed to it, and he was raping little girls, high school girls, and some might have been even middle school girls, to tell them that they cannot date black classmates and stuff of that nature. And he got caught, and his wife saw him having, his wife or conjugal partner, whatever she considered herself, she caught him having sex with minors many times and saying that's how shit gets done, that's how we keep New York from becoming a real melting pot. We're just lying about this. We just have all of the, this is essentially what it was said. We have all of the biracial kids or people on television and exaggerate what's going on really in New York. That's what he said, and we recorded it and so forth after his wife called us up. But yeah, I do have a biracial kid with his wife who begged to get out of trouble and find a nice black guy who was willing to give her a second opportunity to work with the CIA a bit more competently and so forth. And then, I showed up, and usually it's me that show up if this particular individual has been identified by me and having audited their husbands or conjugal partners as being qualified to be able to have my kids, whether in being competent as mothers, or being of some sort of extraordinary or, considerable intelligence. Okay, so his white wife, ex-wife at this point, separated wife, they were never officially married, but anyway, he considered her his wife. They were never married in court. Or they might have forged documents recently. But I have a biracial kid with his wife and so forth, and he got caught trying to find out which African American from Jamaica Plains, impregnated his wife while he was gone all over the country with the white nationalists trying to impregnate and spread the word of no biracialism and so forth. So we captured him. I spoke to him. He got his genitals. He has hernia, and the majority of his genitals is mutilated for the most part, and he's in the process of potentially losing his leg or so forth, even both legs, because he's quite outrageous. Well, he's not going to confront me too much, obviously, but he's quite outrageous in the way that he thinks of people and what he writes about people on the chat rooms and things of that nature, So yes, he's Italian American, and he's going to purport that his stepchild, because he was promised that I have a trust fund for each and every one of my biological and genetic children. He was promised that if he claimed that his stepchild was simply exhibiting ancient, brown skin or olive skin, Sicilian genetic traits, he would be able to get some sort of lump sum second house in Florida, and I have two houses, one in Florida and one in New York. So he just got caught. He has been scheduled by the hospital to have the remainder of his genital area, removed. That's what he signed up for, in refusing to go to jail not Yale. Why would this young man? I just videotaped him. You guys saw him earlier in this video recording. A white guy, Italian American. Certainly, he's not going to Yale Law School, and he has nothing to do with any of my work papers or work reports, okay, or my legal article, or anything having to do with intelligence. He's a white nationalist, and he got in a lot of trouble, and he refused to change when given the opportunity to completely change, when given discretion. So he's in the process of losing what I've just explained, and he might actually lose his leg because he was willing. He did sign up to purchase a gun and bring a gun into my house in speaking with NSA agents, and we've had all of them arrested. This has been part of a sting operation to protect my security apparatus here in the state of Florida. So all of my angels and our children, my children with them, they're moving to South Florida, okay? And my company, my agency company, via the Central Intelligence Agency, naturally, backed by the U.S. Treasury, programs, budget programs and so forth, will be, given houses, purchased houses or leased houses which are protected under a 10-year contract, for 30, 40 years or so. So they're going to be safe in raising our children into lead CIA agents. I'm going to have at least about 10,000 biological and genetic children over the next 10, 20, 30 years. I'm going to conceive and protect their gestation and protect the birth of my children. So I have about, over 7,000 to go. But I'm pretty sure my genetic trait, my genius genetic trait, clearly natural born genius, and these women's mothering skills and their exceptional genius, or their competent not exceptional genius, their exceptional intelligence. I'm so sorry, I cannot claim that all of these women are geniuses, okay? There's just no point in me doing so, but they're exceptional mothers, and they have a clear and competent intelligence. Stop. And they have clear and competent intelligence, okay? Not one of these women is a genius by any measurement. I'm the only genius in the United States government, in all honesty. Men, women, boys, girls. The only real genius. We have programs to exhibit geniuses on documentaries online without these kids actually being geniuses at all, just memorizing information that we give them just to give hope to America or Africa or this and this and this and that. Okay? Clearly, that's the reality in speaking to the Central Intelligence Agency. You guys being competent at crunching numbers and computers and hoping that things manifest the way that you guys wish, that's not genius. And you guys being heavily clever, that's not genius. Okay, you guys, we want you guys to be competent. We want you guys to be intelligent, educated. If you guys were not educated via traditional university programs, still educated within government programs as if they are university course programs. We need you guys competent to be able to keep America in lead in managing the future United Nations world government and in leading the world, popularly. All right? I want you guys to take everything seriously. You guys are certainly just not going to be able to supersede or preclude what I have expressed as the Central Intelligence Agency's policies. Okay? The Central Intelligence Agency is lead over the United States. It just is. The United States government. It just is. It's the only agency on the planet that's connected to the kingdom of God above, in all honesty, directly connected with it, a bit more astutely, a bit more proficiently, a bit more competently, a bit more accurately than any other, communication channel that we have here on the planet other than me, as I am God, I am Jesus Christ. Okay? I want you guys to accept that. Okay, so that's what I wanted to add. I don't want you guys to expect any sort of a confrontation. I don't want you guys sending any sort of wicked messages to that young man who goes by the name Ellis. And he's not going to say that he saw his video, he saw his image on YouTube, and he wants to get in a fight. No, none of that is going to work. You guys are going to have to abort all programs. You guys do not have an opportunity to get in the way of the world becoming a better place. And sometimes that means by extraordinary effort or demonstrative means. But we are never going to cross the line when it comes to ethics. We are never going to, target, the disenfranchised of any people, and we're never going to preclude, or I'm never going to allow you guys to preclude or to supersede or to remove any evacuation order regarding conflict or war in general. You guys are going to respect everything, every evacuation order that's sent to you guys, meaning the Central Intelligence Agency and its international partnerships. You guys are going to respect all evacuation procedures in Ukraine, Russia, soon in Manhattan, Moscow, You know, specifically Beijing, Los Angeles, Pyongyang, Seoul, you know, Jerusalem, Istanbul. You guys are going to respect their evacuation orders and so forth, okay? And so on, all right? I want you guys, when I say all right, I don't want you guys to think anything crazy.